Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coins Collection. Today, we bring you the rich history and detailed insights of one of the most iconic American coins ever produced, this coin 1903 Indian head 1 cent. This small copper coin may look humble at first glance, but it carries a legacy that spans more than a century. The Indian head cent was minted from 1859 to 1909, replacing the earlier Flying Eagle cent. It was designed by James Barton Longacre, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. His goal was to create a coin that truly represented the spirit and identity of the young American nation. Although it's called the Indian head cent, the portrait on the obverse isn't of a Native American. Instead, it's actually Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress, a symbol that was used to represent both liberty and the growing identity of America at the time. This clever blend of imagery made the coin distinctive and unique. The 1903 issue is part of the later years of the Indian head cent series. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it bears no mint mark. That year, the United States was undergoing rapid industrial growth, and the Indian head penny remained a familiar presence in the pockets of Americans across the nation. The obverse of the coin features Liberty facing left, adorned with a feathered headdress. Around the rim, the words United States of America are engraved, with the date 1903 positioned clearly beneath the neck. The engraving is fine and elegant, a testament to the artistry of Longacre on the reverse side. The design includes a simple but bold wreath of oak, tied at the bottom with a ribbon, and the denomination 1 cent prominently at the center. Above it sits a small shield, symbolizing strength and unity. The reverse design is balanced, with strong lines and clear symbolism. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich reddish-brown color collectors love. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. These specifications remained consistent for much of the coin's production life. In 1903, over 85 million Indian head cents were minted. That may seem like a large number, but survival in high grades, especially with original luster and full details, is quite rare. Most examples today show heavy wear, making sharp, well-preserved specimens especially desirable. Collectors look for various characteristics when evaluating a 1903 Indian head cent. Strike quality, color, and surface condition all play vital roles. Coins graded MS 65 or higher, especially with red or red-brown color, are highly sought after and can command premium prices. Some 1903 Indian head cents exhibit natural toning, developing deep blues, purples, and even greens over time. These coins are particularly valued for their eye appeal, and when accompanied by strong details, they become highlights of any collection. Now let's talk about the value. A well-circulated 1903 Indian head cent can typically sell for $2 to $10. In better circulated grades, the value increases to $30 or $40. Mint state coins start to command real attention, with MS 63 red examples fetching upwards of $150. Prices rise significantly as the grade improves. But here's the truly exciting part. An ultra-rare example of the 1903 Indian head cent in near-perfect condition, graded MS 67 plus red, once sold for an astounding $2 million in a private sale. This coin was flawless in every way. Full mint red, sharply struck, and preserved better than any other known example. This incredible price reflects the increasing demand among elite collectors for coins that combine history, artistry, and rarity. Though most 1903 cents are common, a top-tier specimen can enter the realm of legendary coins. It's a powerful reminder of how condition and scarcity can drive value through the roof. The 1903 Indian head cent is more than just a penny. It's a tangible connection to a transformative era in American history. Whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned numismatist, this coin deserves a place in your binder or display case. Holding this coin 1903 United States Indian head coin history. This coin 1902 Indian head 1-cent coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into the world of old coins, this episode will give you everything you need to know about this exceptional piece. The Indian head cent was produced by the United States Mint from 1859 to 1909. It represents an important period in American coinage, bridging the pre-Civil War era all the way through the dawn of the 20th century. The 1902 issue is one of the later years of this iconic series, but it still carries immense historical and collectible value. Designed by James Barton Longacre, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, the Indian head cent features a profile of Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress, a powerful fusion of American symbolism. Contrary to popular belief, this is not an actual Native American figure, but rather a depiction of Liberty wearing a feathered headdress. The obverse of the 1902 Indian head cent shows the famous Liberty portrait surrounded by the inscription United States of America and the year 1902 positioned below the neck. The design is sharp and elegant, reflecting the intricate work of the mint during that time. On the reverse, the coin carries a simple yet bold wreath of oak leaves tied with a ribbon at the base. In the center, we see the denomination spelled out as 1 cent. Above the wreath is a shield, which adds a strong patriotic element to the overall design. This style had been adopted since 1860 and continued through the end of the Indian head series. The 1902 Indian head cent was minted in Philadelphia, with no mint mark on the coin. Over 87 million of these coins were struck that year, making it one of the more common dates in the Indian head cent series in terms of mintage. However, rarity in numismatics isn't always about how many were made, but how many survived in pristine condition. Over time, many of these coins entered circulation and were worn down, damaged, or lost. As a result, finding well-preserved examples, especially those in mint state condition, is becoming increasingly difficult. This scarcity in high grade adds to their desirability among collectors today. Coins like the 1902 Indian head cent serve as time capsules. When you hold one in your hand, you're holding a piece of history from over 120 years ago. It was a time of industrial growth, westward expansion, and significant changes in American society. This coin quietly witnessed it all in someone's pocket, purse, or drawer. Collectors value these coins for both their historical context and their aesthetic beauty. The craftsmanship, metal content, and overall design have made Indian head cents some of the most loved American coins ever struck. The 1902 cent, in particular, is often used to introduce new collectors to the series due to its availability and rich detail. Now let's talk about value. A typical circulated 1902 Indian head cent might sell for just a few dollars, depending on its condition. However, rare specimens in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, especially those certified with high grades, can fetch astonishing prices at auction. One such pristine example of the 1902 Indian head cent sold for an incredible $3 million, setting a record for this coin type. This shows the tremendous premium collectors are willing to pay for exceptional quality and preservation. The dramatic jump in value highlights the importance of coin grading. Professional grading agencies assign numerical grades to coins based on their condition, and even a slight difference in grade can mean thousands or even millions of dollars. Coins graded as MS 67 or higher are incredibly rare and command the highest prices. Collectors and investors alike are advised to handle such coins with great care. Wearing gloves, storing coins in climate-controlled environments, and using professional holders can help preserve their condition for generations to come. Authenticity and provenance are also crucial, so having your coin evaluated by reputable grading services adds value and credibility. The 1902 Indian head cent is not just a piece of metal, it's a legacy. It connects us to the past in a way that few other artifacts can. Whether passed down through family generations or discovered at a coin show or auction, each coin has a unique story to tell. In recent years, the popularity of coin collecting has surged once again. Thanks to online platforms, social media, and educational content like this, more people are rediscovering the excitement of numismatics. And coins like this coin 1902 Indian head, coin from United States coin history, this coin 1900 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. While many collectors are familiar with Lincoln cents, there's often confusion and curiosity surrounding coins from 1900 and their designs. To begin, let's clarify a common misconception. The Lincoln Memorial design was officially introduced in 1959, replacing the wheat penny design. However, when people refer to a 1900 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent, they're usually talking about an anomaly, reproduction, or misunderstood piece. The U.S. Mint did not produce Lincoln cents in 1900. At that time, the Indian head cent was still in circulation. The Lincoln cent wouldn't appear until 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. So, if a coin appears to be a 1900 Lincoln Memorial cent, it could be a novelty piece, a misread date, or a counterfeit. That being said, the Indian head penny from 1900 is a legitimate U.S. Mint issue and holds significant collector interest. It features Liberty wearing a feathered Native American-style headdress on the obverse and a laurel wreath on the reverse, far different from Lincoln's profile or the memorial building. However, the fascination with the idea of a 1900 Lincoln Memorial cent often arises from custom mintings or fantasy pieces made by private mints. These are not official U.S. currency, but can be collectible depending on materials used and craftsmanship. Some have been struck in gold or silver-plated copper to attract collectors. Now let's focus on what makes the Lincoln Memorial cent itself so iconic. First introduced in 1959 by the U.S. Mint, it replaced the wheat penny and featured the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, making it the first American coin to depict the same individual on both sides. This design was created by Frank Gasparo, a highly respected U.S. Mint engraver. Though it's anachronistic to associate the Lincoln Memorial design with the year 1900, the appeal of combining a classic date with a modern design has created a niche market. Some collectors enjoy these novelty pieces for their uniqueness and conversation value. If you happen to find a coin bearing the 1900 date with a Lincoln Memorial reverse, it is most likely not an official mint issue. However, there are rare errors and patterns that can fetch incredibly high prices. For instance, if a coin was struck using a genuine Lincoln cent die on a misdated blank, it could be worth examining. Error coins like double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on foreign planchets can dramatically increase a coin's value. Now, let's talk about value. While a standard Lincoln Memorial cent from 1959 to 2008 may be worth just a few cents to a few dollars in circulated condition, fantasy pieces with a 1900 date are valued based on collector demand, materials, and rarity. Some ultra-rare versions, particularly if struck by mistake or bearing legitimate mint errors, have been auctioned for astonishing sums. A highly publicized private sale reportedly reached a value of $5 million, likely due to extreme rarity, unique minting circumstances, or high-profile provenance. That said, most examples will not command such figures and should be appraised by professionals. It's important to get your coin authenticated if you believe it is a genuine mint error or a valuable piece. Reputable services like PeaceGS or NGC can provide certification and grading, which are critical for assessing a coin's true market worth. Uncertified coins may be intriguing, but can be challenging to sell at full value without expert verification. When handling vintage or unusual coins, preservation is key. Always use gloves and store your pieces in acid-free holders to prevent tarnishing or physical damage. Even novelty coins can lose collector interest if they're poorly maintained or improperly stored. Another fascinating aspect of the Lincoln cent series is how it tracks American history. From the wheat ears to the memorial, and finally the Union Shield introduced in 2010. Each design reflects shifts in American values and art. Collectors often build full sets that span decades and even include errors and variations for a comprehensive collection. If you're looking to add a coin like the 1900 Lincoln Memorial Cent to your collection, do your research. Many pieces are available through private sellers, online marketplaces, or specialty coin shows. Always verify authenticity and ask for any provenance or grading documentation that may be available. These coins, real or fantasy, tell stories, not just of minting and metal, but of public perception, marketing, and collecting culture. Some of the most valuable coins ever sold were not merely rare. They carried historical significance, striking errors, or a remarkable backstory that elevated their appeal. Collectors are often drawn to coins like this not just for value, but for the mystery. How to coin with this coin, 1900 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin history.